This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Good evening and welcome to your first look at sports. I'm Charles Fisher. Jay Major is one of our top junior cyclists in the country, and he's not only trying to make his mark here at home, but on the international scene as well.
I came back away from doing the world's longest and hardest junior stage race up in Canada. It went pretty good for me. Not too good at the first two stages because I had 4 crashes in the first 2 stages. But after those 4 crashes, I recuperated myself and I worked myself up into a break, got some time back, moved up in the 48 overall. And then on the last stage, I managed to get a 4th, missing the podium by 1. So it was a good last few stages of the race. Up next for me now is a race up in Pensacola, Florida on the 13th and the 14th of September. Looking forward to that so I could finally get some more points to get up to a Pro 1-2 in the US rankings.
And the International Tennis Federation Level 1 coaches course got underway earlier this morning at the National Tennis Center. The first 3 days of the course will focus on the ITF's Play and Stay program. Then come Monday, participants will take part in a 7-day initiative focusing on how to teach beginner and intermediate players. President of the Bahamas Lawn Tennis Association says if the course is a big hit here in New Providence, they will try and move it on to other islands like Grand Bahama.
Maybe we might jump into Freeport for a day or so he can take a look and meet with the president over there and get some things started. But it's kind of rough. It's rough for us here in Nassau, and so I think we need to straighten out over here first, and then we can really extend a hand over the Freeport. We have Eleuthera that we have coming on par. Exuma is ready to start up an association. They've sent us a proposed constitution, and we're getting ready to, approve it and send them back our advice.
And the New Providence Volleyball Association is set to spike off its 2013-14 season at the Donald Davis Gym this coming Sunday. New Providence Volleyball Association President is Devin Smith.
We held the management committee meeting a few weeks ago, and so far it appears that everybody that played last year will be returning this year. So we'll expect about, say, 7 men's team and 6 female teams.
New Providence Softball Association continuing with its best of 5 semifinals last night at the Blue Hills Sporting Complex. In the men's opener, the Andre Gardner Constructioners Buccaneers took a 1-zip series lead, shutting out the Mighty Mitts 10-zip in 4 innings. Avery Rose spun a 4-hitter and picked up the win over Cardinal Gilbert. Lamar Watkins led the Bucks offensive attack, going 2 for 3 with 2 doubles and scored a run. Shaquille Delancey was 1 for 1 with 3 runs scored, while Angelo Dillett was 1 for 1 with 2 runs scored. Emil Ade, Ramon Johnson, Lorenzo Carter, and Cardinal Gilbert accounted for the 4 hits by the Mighty Mitts.
Wanted to come out with a good showing. Everybody stayed focused. Everybody stayed, ahead of the game, and we just was glad for the win.
I thought at the early beginning of the game we had a good game going. I saw a play that the official rule out when it should have been a safe play, and I think that right there broke the momentum of the team. Knowing that you're playing against certain teams and it seems as though you can't get the calls, and then again come right back the same official. He allowed 3 runners to score on illegal pitches that we figure the pitcher was legal in his pitch, and we were pointing out to the official all night long that the runners from the opposite side was leaving the base too soon. The minute we get a run on base, he called him out.
They had pretty good batters, so my main thing was try to keep the ball inside, outside, try to mix it up and try to make them as uncomfortable as possible. 3rd and 4th hitter was on base, and power hitter Cardinal was up the bat. Possibly he could hit a 3-run shot, possibly he could hit the 2 runs in. Once you get the momentum, then their momentum might have switched. You understand me? But yes, that's how the game is played. Hit, runs, and errors and bad officiating.
Well, game 2 between the Bucks and Mighty Mitts will take place on Saturday. The Bucks will look to put a stranglehold on the series, while the Mitts hope to avoid falling in a 0-2 hole.
We got to keep it going. We have to keep it going. We have to keep practicing, keep playing the game, and just playing the game the way we know how. Putting pressure on them each inning and just try to win the game.
We're going to have a team pep talk and see how best we can patch the team up. Because certain guys who were thrown out tonight, they're part of the nucleus of the team, and without them, it's almost like you're out. But then again, it depends on the individuals. They have to search deep in their hearts and come up with a game winning formula to make this happen.
We just want to continue to maintain. The only person who can beat us is ourselves, and we got to continue to keep composure, to stay humble, and just play the game the way we know how.
As for the ladies' feature game last night between the Proper Care Pool Lady Sharks, they picked up a 13-6 win in 5 innings over the Sigma Wildcats. Alex Gabriel was the winning pitcher. Mary Cruz, Edgecombe Swinning, suffered the loss. Keisha Miller led the Sharks offense, going 2 for 3 with a double, 2 RBI and 4 runs scored. Kelly Smith was 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored. Bonnet Nen was also 2 for 3 with an RBI and she also scored 3 runs, while Daria Cambridge finished up 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored. As for the Cats, Mary Ann Ferguson was 1 for 3 with 2 runs scored. These two teams will be back on the diamond again on Saturday night as the other two series. Those two are also scheduled for tomorrow night. That's the Sigma Brockets up 1-0 on the Electro Telecom Lady Hitters, while the Honest Sporting Lounge Hitmen hold a 1-0 series lead on the Miller Rams. The British Colonial Hilton Hotel will host the inaugural Give a Child a Ride charity event this coming Saturday. And as Jonathan Benson tells us tonight, the New Providence Cycling Association is fully on board.
After holding its road race team championships last weekend, the New Providence Cycling Association is encouraging all of its members to get back on their bikes for this weekend's Give a Child a Ride charity event. President Baron Turbo Musgrove says it's a cause worth supporting.
It's in an effort to give back to in terms of assisting kids to go off to higher education.
Now Musgrove went on to speak about what kind of response he's expecting.
We'll be looking to have a large amount of cyclists. You know, this is one of the first of this kind in New Providence in terms of big charity ride. And so we're very sort of grateful to the Hilton putting on something like this. And this is also, it lends to the sport as well, as we have seen that we're going to have a lot of first-time cyclists coming out.
Musgrove also spoke about the layout of the course.
We're going to traverse the western part of the island, starting from the Hilton at Pompey Square, and we're going to ride along West Bay Street. There is, I think, the first distance is a 10-mile, which will take you from the Hilton to somewhere around Bama. And then for those who want to stretch their legs out, the 35 miles will take them from the Hilton, Pompey Square along West Bay Street, Lyford Key, in this area, which is the Clifton Pier area, past Albany, along South Ocean Boulevard, back to Lyford Key along the western part of New Providence, along the beachfront, along West Bay Street, back to the Hilton at Pompey Square.
In terms of how the race will affect vehicular traffic, Musgrove says that's been addressed.
We definitely have cooperation from the local authorities, as well as we'll have local cycling marshals there along the course with the cones and the signage. A good support crew is going to be there. We're going to have the ambulance service there as well. At the watering points, we're going to have personnel there. We have all of our marshals will be out to help properly marshal the course. And we also would hope that the public, general motoring public would sort of slow down a little bit and give a leeway to us a little bit more in that area.
Jonathan Benson, ZNS Total Sports.
And thanks a lot, Johnny. That's going to put an end to sports for tonight. I'm Charles Fisher. Have a great evening.
This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.